everybody, and welcome back to Two-Handed Board Gaming. My name is David, and today we're going to be doing a video for Dragonbane. This video we're going to do is going to be a sort of a combat tutorial, or getting into a scuffle with some goblins that we have set up. I want to do this for well, a number of reasons. I want to sort of, get my, sort of sync the rules in more. It's one thing for me to sort of read through, but I actually like sort of setting up, scenarios like this so that I can play it out, learn the rules, and then as I sort of figure things out or can't remember, I can look them up. But it just helps me to cement the information prior to, playing or running the game. So, I'm going to be using the character that I created under the video that I did for Dragonbane as well. He was completely rolled up, from random tables, so we didn't know what we were going to get. But we've ended up with a Halfling hunter named Snappy. So I even used the name generator, which is choice of 6 names. So, but I just want to have fun with it. It was a fun time. I enjoyed creating the character. I think it's fast. It's pretty straightforward, and you can get a character and get a game going in no time. So, in this particular scenario, what we have right here is Snappy, and I don't know if you watched that video, but he has a memento, right? And that particular one is his trusty old shoes. However, during his recent stay in a right next to the tavern, because Snappy does not like the comforts of a bed. In fact, he prefers a nice warm hay pile out in the stables. So Snappy fell asleep. He might have even had a few ales, right? But fell asleep. He's woken up, and he caught sight of a sneaking, thieving goblin that took off with Snappy's trusty old shoes. So Snappy now wants to retrieve his shoes, and if violence is the means to it, then violence it is. So on his way up to, he tracked him down, this goblin, to a sort of a cave that, has opened up quite a bit, and it seems like it's maybe possibly an old fortress of type, completely, sort of ruined from, the outside, but no less. Now, prior to making his way to this cave, Snappy has has recruited an adventurer. So this is just an NPC I'm going to, that Snappy reached out to see if he wanted to, help him on his journey to recover his trusty old shoes. Obviously, our friend here, Edgar. Edgar's this adventurer, this human adventurer. He agreed, but only if there was a little bit of coin. So, Snappy has agreed for the price of 1 silver to pay him, and of course any loot that they might encounter. So, we now have our adventurers have stumbled into the fortress / cave, and there's no surprise. In fact, the goblins here, we have 2 goblin scouts, and on the backside here is a goblin warrior, right? So they are equally, they've met here, and they see what's happening, and they're ready to take on this halfling and this human, right? Because, this is their lair, and, well, they're going to protect it. And they're going to protect those trusty old shoes that our friend here, Worm, has really taken a shining to. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So, first things first, Dragonbane uses an initiative system that uses cards. Now, there are other Free League games that also have initiative-driven card system. For example, I think Twilight 2000, Year Zero, Mutant Year Zero, and a few others. Yeah, so just to name a few. So we'll go quick shuffle, right? And so I'm going to give Snappy will get an initiative card, Edgar his adventurer that he's hired, and then the scouts will get one, and then the warrior. So let's see. All right, so we're going to do the scouts first. Oh, wow. Good. They're going on 10. All right. And then let's go to the warrior. Oh, wow. Okay. I promise you saw me shuffle. I didn't stack the deck. All right. Our human friend, Edgar. Edgar's going on 4. And then, what is Snappy going on? Snappy's going on 8. See, okay, so we probably need to use this to our advantage, right? So, now there's a thing where you can decide not to take your initiative. So, for example, Edgar could decide not to take his initiative right now. However, Edgar's going to try and start, you know, like, making his way towards these scouts because, yeah, he's going to start moving. And each square is 2 meters, if I read that correctly. And our adventurer, Edgar, has a movement of what? What is his movement? Well, I think he's human. So let me get a quick let me check this real quick. And he has a base movement of 10. So he is going to move in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he is wearing leather armor, and he has a I believe a broadsword. I think that's what I ended up sort of thinking that he would be carrying. So yeah, he's got a broadsword, and he's also got leather armor, and yeah, so there we go. All right, so he's moved. He doesn't have any ranged weapons, and so that's going to sort of end his turn right here. So once that happens, flip this over, and that might not be to his benefit, because these 2 scouts both have short bows. However, my buddy back here, Snappy, has a longbow. But I will move up. Actually, no, I'm not going to move up. I think it's better that in fact, I'm going to probably step back 1. A longbow has a range of 100 meters. And so, let's see, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, or yeah, 12. So that would be 24 meters. Yeah. So well within range, right? And so Snappy's, he's got a, let me switch over here if you want to take a look a little bit. Yeah. So, and you can't see Snappy. He's actually right back here, but who should we, I think we should try to take out one of these gentlemen, because the Goblin Warrior has a spear. So he's going to have to get into base contact. These 2 have short bows and short swords. So they're both, right? So I think I'm going to take a shot at this fellow right here, whose Gags is his name, right? Let's see if we can get a shot on Gags. And so with my longbow, he has a skill of 14. So let's go for it. That, oh my gosh. That, do you see that? Oh, okay, hold on. Do you see that? I rolled the dragon. Okay, yeah, I rolled the dragon. That's a crit. That's a flipping crit. Okay, you saw it. You saw it here first. Okay, I'm pretty excited about that. All right, now there's a choice to be made. So for this crit, and you might hear me flipping through just because I'm still learning, right? But our goblin here can try to evade, right? But for him to evade, he would also have to roll a crit, or a dragon in this case. And a dragon is, you know, this is a roll lower system, is technically a 1, right? So, what does he do? What does he do? I think he's going to try and evade, but he basically has to roll a dragon. He does not. He gets a 14. It's not enough. So he's going to get hit. Sorry, he's getting hit. And now let's see what a critical hit does for us. So by rolling a dragon, when you attack, you score a critical hit. This means that a dragon roll is required to parry or dodge. So he failed at that. And you may choose one of the following. So here's the things that I could do. I could roll double the amount of dice for the weapon's damage before adding any damage bonus. I can immediately perform a second attack against another enemy, or armor has no effect against the... Wow, what do we do? Do I try and take out do I try to like, score well enough to be able to like take out both these guys? Or do I try and, assure myself, you know what? I think we're gonna go for the second attack, right? So, but first things first, we've got to roll damage, right? So, damage in this case is going to be, where did I write down? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna roll a 1d12. So I'm gonna roll 1d12, and then Snappy also has a +6 to damage because of his agility on bows. So that's nasty. So I'm going to roll a d6 and a d12. What are we going to get here? All right, 13 points of damage. Does our friend have any armor? He has leather armor of 1, so that would soak 1. He takes a total of 12 damage. And I'm sorry to say, but our fair scout friend here is not long for this world. So, old Gags got gagged. Okay, so that was awesome. Now for my second attack, because this is because of the critical, I'm gonna go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna take a shot at the other scout. Because I don't want him to fire on our friend over here. So 18 does not do it. That is a miss because my skill is 14. Now I could push the roll because there's a push the roll mechanic where I could roll again. However, what would happen then is I would then have to select a condition, and I don't think I'm ready for that right now. I think we've done fairly well so far. We already have one enemy already out. So that's okay. So that was that. I went on 8. I'm sorry. Yes, I went on 8. And our goblin warrior will go on 9. He's got to make his way over because he's got a spear. Now spears, because he has a spear, so normally, if you have a melee weapon, you're able to, attack 2 meters away. However, with a spear, if he can get within 4, so 1, 2, he can attack our friend Edgar. So let me see real quick how far we can get with our goblin warrior. He has a movement of 10, so 10 meters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 10 meters. And you can go diagonal. This is not a board game where, so obviously, because we're using a grid and square, you could, you can go diagonal, go wherever. So, okay. So now, Edgar is going to be taking a spear from our warrior goblin here named Kark. So Kark is going to try to do the stabby stabs, or the the piercy pierce, whatever you want to say. Now his skill, he's going to go with a spear, and he's got a skill level 12. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that's a 6. That is a 6. So that's going to hit. Now, our friend Kark here, I'm sorry, not Kark. Our friend Edgar has already gone. He doesn't have the ability to sort of parry the attack either because he's already taken his action. So that is helpful for the goblin. So now, going against his leather armor, and was it just straight leather, or did I give him like studded leather? I can't remember. I'm not cheating for him, I promise. I know I do want to just confirm real quick about the different armor types here. Where is my... Yep, he does have studded leather. This is an armor rating of 2. Okay. So he has an armor rating of 2. So now we need to roll 2d6 because that is the damage of our spear. And he doesn't have a damage bonus, so that's good, right? Now Edgar has 13 hit points. He should be able to survive. Oh gosh, what a hit though. So he's taking 10 minus 2, he's taking 8. So, oof. Man, he really gave him a good whack there. So we are down to 5 hit points for Edgar. And if you haven't noticed already, Dragonbane is a very, very dangerous world and game. You can die quite easily, as most characters have fairly, what would be considered low hit points in most games. Yes, they're first level characters, but over the course of many, many adventures, you won't be getting that many more hit points, based on what I can see. So he is gone, and oh, sorry, that's not his. All right, so he's gone, and now it is over to our goblin scout, who will take a shot at now. Oh no, you know what? Let's count. Because he's got a short bow. The short bow, I think he needs to avenge his friend. He needs to avenge Gag's Worm. This is Worm now. Worm is also holding the shoes, right? So he needs to avenge his friend. And his short bow has a range of 30. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Yep. Just barely in range, right? So he's going to take a shot, and he's going to roll his skill, which I think was, it was okay. I think it was decent. Yeah. I mean, it's oh wow, he actually has a damage bonus too. Ooh, well, if he hits, that's gonna be interesting. So he needs to get under a 12. Well, and he does. He gets a crit, right? So that is a crit. You know what? Yeah, that's a crit. That's a crit. Oh gosh, this is not good. Snappy, this is not good. Oh boy, short bow does a D10. A D10 plus his D4 bonus. Oh man. All right, and Snappy I have leather armor. Man, gosh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. And I'm rolling too many dragons right now. So, all right, so yes, again, so D4 will be the bonus because of his agility that the goblin gets. And then I'll be rolling the short bow, which has a D10. We need to roll low. We really need to roll low. Oh man, come on, Snappy. And I can't, because I've already taken my action. I can't evade this. I'm taking 7. No, I'm sorry, I'm taking 6. Ouch. That sticks Snappy. Snappy is already down to 4 hit points. Can you believe it? Snappy's down to 4 hit points. Okay. So that was just the first, round of combat, right? So let's reset. I'm sorry. Let's reset. Let's grab our initiative cards. Boy, I'm getting nervous, right? So go ahead and shuffle up these. And shuffle these up. And let's hope we have better luck this round. Now, again, it was good for us to, going against 3 goblins. Look, we have 2 characters here going against 3 goblins. Now, 1 goblin's dead, but we still have 2 goblins to deal with, and we are pretty beat up already. So some of the things that will happen during this initiative will sort of, depending on how the initiative plays here, I think will determine what sort of cards or what our actions will be, obviously. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull for the goblins first. Let's go for our scout back here. It's going on 7. Our goblin warrior. See if we can. Yep. He is going to go on. Oh, thank God. A 9. Edgar. It's going on 2. There you go, Edgar. Time to bring some pain. And then, Snappy. 1. Snappy's going on 1. Okay. So we have two full strength goblins. The question is, I think I have to take, you know, Snappy's going to have to take out the range. That goblin is dangerous. He put a hurting on Snappy. Snappy wants some revenge. So I am going to, what is Snappy going to do? Should he move? Should he move? One. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So he's gonna stay where he's at. So we're going on one with Snappy. I don't know if you can't really see him. I'm just gonna bring him up just so you can see him. There's Snappy. All right, so longbow to the goblin back here. Now he hasn't gone yet, so he will have, if he chooses so, and if I don't miss, if he chooses so, he can evade. So 9 hits. I'm okay with that. Now the goblin will try to evade this, right? So he'll roll his evade skill. He has an evade skill of 10. So he needs to get a 9. He gets a 9. Well, look at that. He gets a 9. So he has evaded Snappy's attack. And that is very, very unfortunate, right? So, okay. Well, that being said, we have our goblin warrior here, and I think it is behoove us to engage him with our broadsword from Edgar. Edgar moves up. Edgar also wants to bring some pain, so Edgar is going to attack. Edgar has a sword skill of what? He has a sword skill of 12. I like it. Okay, come on, Edgar. You got this. 12. On the money. On the money. Now, question is, does he choose to take it? Now, I think our warrior, seeing this large sword coming his way, I think it's in his best interest to try and parry. He's going to try and parry using his spear. So he will need to get a 12, right? Or less. And he does. Lord, this is not working in our favor. So he parries Edgar's, blade. However, what that's done is that's consumed his action. And that's also consumed Edgar's action. And I do want to quickly just consult parrying. Let's see. When hit by an attack in close combat, you can choose to parry the attack with a drawn weapon. Yep. And you must declare that you're going to parry before the attack rolls for damage, which he did. You cannot parry unarmed. It is also impossible to both parry and dodge at the same time. Yep, got it. You can parry while prompt. All right. When parrying, you roll against your skill level for the... Okay, yeah. So he rolled against his skill level. He has parried, so they're basically engaged in combat back here. So what that's going to do is... I'm sorry. And as you go along, we should flip these over to indicate that everyone is... As you go, you're done. So... All right. So... Question is, does he go? You know what? Let's fate decide. We're gonna let fate decide. On a 1 to 3, he takes a shot at Snappy. On a 4 to 6, he takes a shot on Edgar. He's going for Edgar. Okay. All right, he's going for Edgar. And he's gonna sort of move as well. So he's gonna move to sort of position himself. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to take a shot to the side. And I can't remember, and maybe someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if there's sort of a shooting into where two individuals are fighting and engaged in melee combat. If there's a sort of shooting into melee, any sort of rule against it, or any sort of penalties. I don't think there is, but so he's going to go ahead and take a shot. And again, his skill, I think, is 12. I think I already said that. So let's see. Yeah, he's using a short bow. He needs a D12 or below. gets it. Darn it, he gets it. A 9. Okay, now Edgar is also he's already been hit once. He's gonna have to hope and pray that this short bow that rolls a d10 and his agility bonus of d4 can roll low enough. We're gonna see. Oh my god, barely. I rolled a 3 and a 1, so 4 minus his 2 for his studded leather. He is barely holding on at 2. So he takes 2, so he's down to 3 hit points. So Edgar has 3 hit points. Oof. All right. Oh boy, this is precarious. This is precarious. So again, second round of combat. And you can see things are really escalating, and I am fearful of what is going to happen next. We're gonna have to really. Oh, and you know what? I guess I did forget it, but because of Snappy is a hunter, I have an ability that allows me to have a companion. I forgot about that, so. I think, you know, given the situation, I would have had a companion, an animal companion, right? So, and then you, in order to sort of use your companion to, you know, help you out in sort of, while you're in combat, you have to spend your willpower points. So Snappy currently has 14 willpower points. You can't really see, see if you can see this. We'll switch back over. So he has 14 willpower points. So again, I didn't think about it at the time, but we could maybe do that at a later time just to show you. So there we are. We are going to have our third round of combat here. Things are escalating, obviously. There's a lot of actually, you know, here's the thing. There's a lot of unwounded goblins, and there's 2 very wounded adventurers, Snappy and Edgar. It meant, you know, those shoes of Snappy's, those trusty old shoes, he might have to come back for them. He might have to come back for him. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We're going to play this out regardless. All right. So we're going to go for the scout. What is he going to get? He gets a 3. That's not good. All right. Goblin warrior. What does he get? Ooh, a 1. Edgar, what does he get? Edgar gets a 2. Okay. All right. He goes before. Okay. And then doesn't really matter at this point, but Snappy goes on 6. So, all right. Well, our goblin warrior, he's gonna stick his spear through Edgar's heart. He's gonna attempt to. He has a skill with his spear of 12, so he needs a 12 or below. 17 will not do it. Thank the Lord. All right. So now does he move? Does he move? Nope. Because if he does move, I would get Snappy. I'm sorry, Edgar would get a free attack if he moves. So. And I'm sorry, if he fails his sort of, you know, evade to like move out of space. So he's going to stay in base contact. And then so Snappy will go. He's going to hope to crush him with his broadsword. He rolls a 12. And I think that, yes, that is it. He is going to hit him with his broadsword. And he's already gone, so he can't parry. And that broadsword, if I'm not mistaken, is going to do some crucial damage here. Some crucial damage. Well, I'm hoping, you know, I'm hoping there is. I can't remember I don't know if it's 2d6. I should have written down. I'm not doing a very good job here. Broadsword, 2d6. Okay. He's going to roll 2d6, and then he's going to get a d4 bonus because of his strength. Because he is an adventurer with a little bit of experience. So, and he's pretty strong. So, All right, he's going to take 7. Our goblin, I believe, he is also wearing studded leather. So he's going to take 5. 5 out of 10. So he has 5 left. Okay, so they're engaged in combat here. All right, so they've both gone. I should have flipped these already. We've got our worm. He's still got the shoes. And he really wants them. He wants to keep them, so he really wants to take out Snappy. Does he want to take out Snappy? Or is he going to help his friend? You know what? He's going to help his friend. Or let's let the fate decide, right? Same thing, 1 to 3 Snappy, a 4 to 6 Edgar. He's going for Snappy. He's like, nope, that guy with the longbow's a little more dangerous. So he's going to roll. He needs a 12 or below. 18, thank the Lord. He misses. Phew. Arrow flies over Snappy's head. And Snappy is going to try and snap back. So I will also... I'm going to try... I've got to try and take him out. So 5 is a hit. 5 is a hit. He can't try and evade now. He's already gone. That is a hit. Snappy is going to roll for damage. And let me tell you what, I love me some longbows because it is rolling D12 and I'm rolling a D6 because of my bonus for my agility. And the crappiest roll I could probably get. So 3. Jeez. All right, worm takes 3. Boy, oh boy. He has 6 hit points left. And I am... Gosh. All right. I'm pretty disappointed about that. All right, so round. Are we going to round 4? I think we're going to round 4. And as you know, it's sort of ebbing and flowing back and forth, right? There's no telling what this next round is gonna end up like. So it could be, something sort of miraculous where we, Snappy's able to retrieve those shoes. And you guys don't know the story about his shoes yet, but that's for another day, right? So let's go. Come on, Snappy. All right, we're gonna pull for the we're pulling for our Goblin Scout first. 9. Yes. Goblin Warrior next. 5. Okay. Edgar. 7. Ooh, okay. And Snappy is 8. Dang it. All right. Oh, you know what I did? I did a bad thing. Now, I just left this out. So, that's fine. We're going to play it as is, right? So, okay. So now, let's go for the lowest. So, our Goblin Warrior here, yeah, he wasn't happy with Edgar, and yeah, he's gonna try and disembowel him with his spear. That's the way, right? So again, he needs a 12, 13. Boy, oh boy. Unless you know what, he's gonna start, go back into a defensive position, and I want to show you sort of what can happen now as he's gonna try and pull back from his being so close to Edgar. So he's going to try and step back. So when he does this, I think he has to try and roll in an evade, or he'll get or Edgar will get a free attack on him. I want to make sure I'm getting this correctly. And now I'm sort of fumbling about with the rule book. Oh boy. This is what happens when you don't plan these things and you just decide to do it randomly. And I know someone out there is yelling at me, telling me exactly what I should be doing, and I'm sorry. I'm learning the game, and I want to sort of maybe show you some things, and I apologize in advance. You know what? I think we might just play it that way. We're going to play it that way. So He's going to try... Oh, yeah, here we go. Free attack. If you are standing within 2 meters of an enemy and then move away from the enemy, you must make an evade roll. Okay, so correct. All right, so the goblin is going to try and evade. The goblin has an evade skill of 12, I think. I think that's correct. So the warrior has... Oh, I'm sorry, evade of 10. And he gets it, so he's going to go... Oh, and I dropped the d20. Dang it. All right. He's going to go back... 1, 2, 3, 4. He's like, you know what? He's actually fairly smart. He's gonna step behind Snappy. All right, so he's done, and he's gonna make Edgar move up. 1, 2, 3. And you know what? I think he does. Yeah, I think this is what he does, because yeah, Edgar is now going to hit our worm character who has snappy shoes. So he's going to try and smash him with his broadsword. He does it. A 6 now. Does Worm try to get out of the way of this broadsword coming down on him? I think it's probably in his best interest. I don't know if he would... unless I roll like I just did earlier, I don't think he would. He's gonna evade a 10. Let's go for it. Yeah, he's gonna try and step out, like, you know, dive aside, and he does. He does do it because he got his evade. So he is also gone now, though. So he sort of forced his hand, and for an evade, you can move up to 2 meters. So he then steps over this way. Okay. So, but that used up his action. So now it is over to Snappy. Snappy, come on, Snappy, you can do it. All right, we're gonna all snap. Okay, all right, I'm gonna stop being silly. Okay, yep, longbow again. You know, because that's what I do. I'm a hunter, and I'm gonna try and hunt this goblin. 15, right? So what you've seen now is I've missed. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and push this roll. So you can, this is one of the I don't know if it's optional roll, but I'm going to use it as just standard. So in Dragonbane, you can push the roll. So I'm going to push this roll. I'm going to try and look for a 14 or below, but I'm going to have to take a condition when I do so. I think I'm angry, so I'm going to take the angry condition, which impacts my intelligence skills. So any skill that I currently have that's based off of intelligence would be impacted by me taking angry. So, or I'm sorry, by this, if I, you know, by pushing it. So, all right, come on, give me 14 or below. 14 or below. Oh, that's not good. That's a demon. That's a demon. Oh, that's a demon. Oh boy. All right, you know what? And because they have, you know, not everyone will like this, right? So a lot of people say you shouldn't be penalized, right? So, but they do have it in here. If you rolled, you know, like in combat, in ranged or melee, if you roll a demon, some bad stuff can happen, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with it because, you know, I don't mind. We're gonna see what happens. I pray we make it out of this. Oh God, a 6. You hit yourself by mistake. Roll for damage as usual, but without damage bonus. You know what? That is goofy, but I said I would do it. So Snappy has rolled a demon. I've also hit myself by mistake. So I would roll damage, a d12. So, I mean, in essence, I could kill myself, right? So, you know, if I roll, because I would roll a d12. Yeah, and that would kill me, right? So, no, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to say Snappy has snapped his bowstring. I think that's, you know, it makes more sense. You know, I don't think you would commit suicide with a longbow. I would find it hard to shoot yourself with a longbow. You know, let me know what you think. But I have to agree. I do not like that. Not just because it happened to me, but it's just, you know, thematically it doesn't make sense. And I do, you know what, here's the thing. I think that is an optional rule. That is an optional rule. You don't have to do that. So, Snappy whiffs. He breaks his bowstring, and so he will have to take at least one round to try and sort of, you know, or two. We can sort of decide, but or he's gonna have to start moving closer and then pull out his dagger. And that might. All right, so that's that. Right, that was a terrible, terrible thing. And he's also has the condition of being angry. Like, I bet you didn't think it was going to last this long, and I didn't either. So this melee, this has been a heck of a melee, right? So we have to sort of pray that we get some good cards, right? We have to pray that Edgar can sort of hold them off while Snappy either tries to fix his bow or decides to come in closer with melee, but he's not very good, so he might just sit back and try and fix his bow. All right. The scout will go first. Oh, no. I didn't say he'd go first, but he might go first, right? So scout gets a 2. Our warrior, goblin warrior, gets an 8. Edgar, flippin' A, gets a 10. And what does Snappy get? Snappy gets a 3. Okay. All right. There we have it. So, okay. Well, I think our goblin, you know what? Our goblin is going to try and move closer into combat. You know what? I'm just, you know, he's going to try and finish Snappy with a short sword. He sees that Snappy has broken his bowstring, and he's going to charge up there with his short sword. Now he can move 10, I think, or can he move far? Oh, you know what? He's a scout. He can move 12 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. So every, you know, so for 2 meters. So just outside of range. Snappy may have gotten lucky. We'll see. So he's gone. It's now Snappy. Does he finish? Yeah. Does he finish trying to string his bow? Or does he go in and try and shank him with his knives? He has a knife skill, which covers daggers. I think I have to try too. I have to try. He uses a free action to draw his dagger. Snappy steps up. Now, my dagger skill, knife skill, is 7. I need to get a 7 or less. 19 is not good. You know what? We're really in a make or break situation here. I think I have to try and push the roll. It is, death is staring us in the face. Snappy has dread, building up in his heart, and his fear in his eyes as he sees this goblin charging with his short sword. Snappy has to do something. So I think what it is, I'm scared now. I'm scared, and so I'm going to take the scared. By doing this, I'll take the scared condition, and then okay. And oh yeah, so you're like, well, what are conditions? What do they do? So I'll read it to you real quick. So if you fail a skill or attribute roll, you can choose to push the roll, which I'm doing, which means that you make another attempt. The new result applies, whatever it is. If you have boons, or banes, you must reroll all dice. You can never push a demon roll. So, all right, whenever you push a roll immediately after the reroll, you suffer condition. This means that you get a bane on all rolls for skills based on that attribute. So right now, all my skills based on intelligence and willpower are going to be getting a boon. And just to give you an idea, banes and boons are, and if you've not familiar yet, when you get, it's just like advantage and disadvantage from Dungeons and Dragons, right? D&D 5th edition. So you roll an extra d20, you have to take for a boon, you have to take the higher. For a bane, you have to take the higher. For a boon, you take the lower. So anyway, that was a lot. Anyway, so I'm gonna roll again. I need a 7 or less, please, please, please. 17 doesn't do it. And that's that. So Snappy's gone. He is scared, and rightfully so. Goblin warrior back here is going to go, and he is gonna hit Edgar again. Try and roll 12 or below with a spear. He rolls a 9. Edgar has not gone yet, and I think it's in Edgar's. Edgar doesn't have many hit points left. He has 5. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Edgar has. You have 5 left? No, Edgar has 3 hit points left. Edgar has 3 hit points left. All right, so yeah, he's gonna try and parry. He's gonna roll 12. He needs a 12 or below to parry. He does it. He does it. Yes. All right. He parries the spear, but that takes his action, and that also takes the action of the goblin. Now I could try to move. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to chance a free attack. So, wow. If you're still sticking with me, this is a heck of a fight. This is a heck of a fight. And I'm liking sort of the ebb and flow of things. Like it's intense. It's incredibly intense. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna go this way this time. I'm gonna pull for the Goblin Warrior. He goes a 9. Woo, baby. I'm gonna pull for Edgar. Edgar's going 1. Nice. I'm pulling for our Worm, the Goblin Scout. 8. Oh my gosh. And I'm pulling for Snappy, who's going on 5. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So, all right. Yep. So, Edgar. Come on, Edgar. This is your time. This is your time. He's going to use his broadsword. You know what? I think I've also been starting to forget about armor. Remind me if I forget. Not that you'll be able to. Anyway, okay. Edgar's just gonna try and cleave this goblin in half. He rolls a 17. Doesn't. You know what? Edgar's gonna push it, right? Edgar's gonna push it. Now he's an NPC. He can't do it. Only the player characters can. Yeah, so he can't do it. So he just whiffs. Just straight over. Goblin just sort of steps to the side. Doesn't even think twice. Gosh, I need a break. Someone's got to cut me a break. All right. Snappy's turn. Now, like I said, we're still, I'm playing as that longbow is currently, broken. He's broken his string in his longbow, so he's going for his dagger again. I know, I have to do it. He has to do it. Need a 7 or less. 4. Oh, yes. I needed it. Okay, 4 it is. Now, our devilish goblin in our face is going to try and, he's going to try and parry. Yeah, he's going to try and parry with his. Now, he has a skill of 10. So, he's going to roll his skill of 10. And he's got a 10 or below. 12! Ooh, there we go! There we go! Oh! Now what does my short sword do? Because did I write it down? Oh, I don't have a short sword, I have a knife! I'm using my knife! I forgot! He's using his hunting knife, which rolls a d8. He rolls a d8. And I don't have any bonuses to my damage for strength, because, I have a lower strength, and I have a strength of 12. So I need to find a d8. Okay, come on. All right, now this goblin has... How many hit points left? Worm has 6 hit points. Darn it. Give me a 6, 7, or 8. 6, 7, or 8. 6, 7, or 8. Give me 7 or 8. 6! 6, 6, 6. Okay. Although I think our goblin does he have armor? I think he does. He's got leather. So he takes 5. The goblin's down to 1 hit point. Oh, come on, man. All right. But what also our goblin did. All right. I don't remember. Yeah. So I don't know if I tried to parry. I assume I did. Maybe mistakenly. I don't remember, but I think he did. And I think he. All right. Anyway. So goblin is almost down. Snappy's almost down. And then our now over here, over to our goblin warrior, Kark. He's gonna do the try to impale Edgar. And Edgar's also gone, so he can't try and parry or evade. He rolls a 2. That is going to hit. That was really good. That was really, really good. And I think he rolls 2d6. I'm sorry, rolls 2d8. I rolled, okay, earlier I must have, oh, okay. I rolled different. I rolled 2, yeah, so actually, I didn't roll what I was supposed to last time. All right, so 2d8. That is vicious for the spear. That is vicious. 7 and 6. 13 points. He runs Edgar through. That puts Edgar to a -10. Edgar catches it actually in his jugular, right into the throat. He impales him, goes through the back of his neck. He is down. Oh, Edgar. If I survive this, I'm going to take my silver back. I'm not going to survive this. I don't think so. All right, that's it. Edgar's. We won't be drawing an initiative card for Edgar. All right. So now, whoops. Now we're just gonna draw for our warrior, our Snappy, and our scout, goblin scout. Okay. And I think if we get a good initiative, I think we have to fight another day. We have to live to fight another day. But I will only allow that to happen if the cards are drawn correctly. All right, so, all right, Kark, the warrior goblin, gets a 5. Oh, Lord. Worm gets a 4. Oh, here we go. Oh, Snappy. You know what? We'll have to do another video about rolling up a character. You know, again, you know, fate might step in. You never know. Unfortunately, we have not planned for fate to step in. We're gonna play this as is, right? So, all right, our warrior's gonna start. You know, he's done. You know, he's feels the bloodlust, and so he's gonna start moving up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's as far as he can go, because he has a 10 movement. But if he had moved too closer, he would have been able to hit Snappy with a spear. So he is done. Our goblin warrior, he's going to try and strike Snappy down. He's going to strike him down. 4. Ooh, that will hit unless Snappy tries to parry. I'm not going to try to parry because that is not... I'm going to try and evade it. I'm trying to get out of the way with an evade. I need a 14 or below. I roll an 11. I evade that, and that allows me to move out of the way. The goblin warrior... I'm sorry, the goblin scout is done. Snappy is now out of reach, and Snappy is going to hightail it out of this cave back to town, bleeding and battered and beaten and totally defeated, but he will live to fight another day. He will live, sorry. He will live to fight another day. So there he is. Snappy's out. And that was a number of rounds. I don't know, I've lost count. 6 or 7. For Dragonbane. Wow. What do you think? That was incredibly daunting. Dangerous. Thematic. And oh, you know, the one thing I could have, there's also improvised weapons. I didn't talk about that. We can probably do that in another sort of demonstration. Yeah, goblins are back, man. Goblins are back. They yeah, and you know what I see from, you know, just this sort of initial combat that we've seen here, you're gonna have to play smart, right? You can't just go running in regardless, you know, and think you're gonna just have your way with, you know, 3 goblins. 3 goblins, well, the 2 that were left had their way with our adventurers, right? You're gonna have to play smart. You're gonna have to sneak around. You're gonna have to try and get surprise, and then you need to try and, you know, do what you can to avoid combat unless it's sort of in your favor, unless the odds are stacked in your favor. Because you can see right there, it was abysmal. That, you know, we really got battered, and poor Edgar, you know, he I didn't even get to take the silver back from him. So now Snappy, you know, his tail tucked between his halfling legs, has to go back, and you know, I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna be destitute. He has 1 silver. He is, you know, I don't know if we're gonna have to try and make some friends. So, but that's for another day. So, tell me what you think. I enjoyed it. I think it's dangerous. It's fun. It's exciting. But yeah, that's yeah, Dragonbane, man. That's combat is no joke. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you keep stopping by to, you know, check on the things that I'm going to be putting out for the channel here for two-handed board gaming. I'm excited for the future, for, you know, content. I'm going to do some more of this. Maybe we'll do a solo adventure. Maybe we'll do some more sort of, you know, like explanation of the sort of other things we didn't cover through combat here. Sort of gives you a good idea, I think, the basics here. So anyway, this is Two-Handed Board Gaming. My name's David, and thank you for stopping by today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.